Hello and welcome to the Social Media Magic Podcast, the perfect podcast for TPT sellers, teacherpreneurs, and teacher business owners who consider themselves to be introverts. Each episode shares all kinds of ideas, tips, tactics, and strategies to help you make more sales and grow your community on social media. Without further ado, let's get on to today's episode. Welcome back to the Social Media Magic Podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Verlenich. I am a social media strategist, a community manager, and an overall marketing nerd. I love to talk about all things content and launching, and you know what? It's not my only passion. If you know me, you probably know that already, but I want to help as many people as I can, especially teachers, because I know a lot of teachers hate marketing and they hate social media, and especially if you're introverted, it can feel like there's an additional layer of complexity and challenge because you're like, I don't even want to get online and do this stuff, and now I have to for my business. It could be so frustrating. So I'm hoping that I can help you. This episode, we are going to be talking about ways that you can grow your email list with your Facebook group. Now, when I was writing all of this out, I found that there's really definitely two episodes here. There's one that you could use your own Facebook group to grow your email list, and there are also so many ways that you can use other people's Facebook groups, ethically and strategically, of course, to grow your email list. So I'm actually breaking this up into a 2-episode little mini-series. Today, we're going to talk about using your own group to grow your list. And then in the next episode, we'll talk about ways that you can use other people's groups to grow your list. So let's jump right into it. And I just want to say, even if you don't have your own Facebook group yet, or maybe you're still deciding if whether or not that's really going to be worth your time or if it's still worth it as of when you're listening, I totally understand, but I am going to ask that you go ahead and listen all the way through anyway, because what I'm saying is still going to be applying strategically, whether you use Instagram, TikTok, your Facebook business page, your Facebook personal profile, no matter what other platform comes out, a lot of it is going to be universal. So listen to the strategy, not just the individual tactics that are Facebook group specific, but to how that fits into the overall strategy of how you're going to use social media and other platforms to market your business. All right, let's get into it. If you do have a Facebook group and you haven't taken the time to optimize it, or if you just haven't really been there for a while, definitely make sure that you have your membership questions set up. These are the questions that people have to answer when they request to join your group. And while there are a lot of people who will say different things about this and different philosophies, I will say if you're going to have them, make sure that you have one that is formatted as a written answer where you ask them to give you their email address. There are two schools of thought here, so I'm going to share both of them, and then I'm going to share which one I prefer. The first one is to promise a freebie, a really juicy freebie, in exchange for their email address, because they're not just going to want to get emails from you, right? That's the thinking. And so you say on there, on the little question, you'll say something like, enter your email address to get my list of whatever it is, right? Another option you have is you can just tell them what is the value of the email list. And this is something that I've been becoming a fan of lately because I realized, if I'm telling people, hey, grab this freebie, you're really gonna like it, but then if that doesn't really match what they can expect in my emails, what reason do they have to stay? Most people are just gonna unsubscribe after they get that first email where they get the freebie because the email list isn't really exciting for them. So then I've been playing with this idea of what if we could make the email marketing itself really juicy, wonderful content? So this is something I've been playing with. If you actually go on my website as of when I'm recording this, you'll actually see that I have it sold do you want weekly updates and tips on what's working right now in social media? Because I'm positioning it as, yes, YouTube videos are awesome, podcast episodes can be super helpful, blog posts are great, but social media marketing is changing all the time. So if you want up-to-date week by week information, or if a feature changes and you want an email right away when I figure it out, I will email it to you directly. So you can see how that automatically seems much more appealing and valuable than me saying, hey, give this freebie might be awesome, but then you're gonna get this other stuff. It makes it seem like already that your email list isn't a place where they want to be. So make it a place where they want to be. Showcase how you're going to be delivering value in your email marketing content. And if you don't know yet, if you haven't started your email list yet, but you're thinking, I keep hearing these TPT coaches and other big sellers and other people talk about how valuable an email list is, think about what you want to have in your email list. Take a few minutes or maybe an hour and go through the different emails that you've received that you've actually opened and read. What is it that stops you from just ignoring it or deleting it automatically? What about those headlines of the emails draw you in? What is it about the content of the email that makes you look forward to reading them or actually just read them at all? Because we don't just want to have stuff that people open and click through. We want to make valuable stuff, right? At least I do. I know that when I'm making emails for you guys, I actually didn't email very often at first because I didn't want to feel like I was bugging you. Let me know if you've ever felt that way. I'd love to hear from you over on Instagram, over at Brittany Verlenich. Send me a DM and let me know if you've not started your email list because you felt like I don't want to bug the people who are following me. If so, I can totally relate to that. But if you make really good emails, just like how you would want to make really good blog posts, really good podcast episodes, really good posts on Instagram, it's the same thing. So position your email list is a really great place to be on. That's how I would recommend doing it. But instead, if you want to set up your Facebook group membership question and say, you will get this amazing freebie, which I recommend if you are going to do that, make it a freebie they can't get anywhere else, okay? Because why would they want to join your Facebook group if you're using that as the selling point if they can get it from somewhere else, right? So think about that. How can you differentiate that? And try to make it match the goal of the group. So like, why do you have that Facebook group? What are they getting out of that community that they can't get from following you on Instagram or your podcast or reading your blog or on Instagram or I said Instagram already, TikTok, whatever, if you are on multiple platforms. So just something to think about. Okay, number 2, link your freebie, opt-in, lead magnet, whatever you want to call it, to the group's description. Now, I don't know if you know this, and you know what, with Facebook the way it is, they might change it by the time you go and check. But you can actually link in the text of your description of your group. So even before someone joins your group, just because of curiosity, they could click on that link and opt into your email list. In fact, that could be really amazing for someone who's maybe interested in the content in your group, but maybe they get distracted, they end up not joining, or maybe they're just not a huge fan of Facebook groups and they don't want to get onto Facebook, but they are interested in you and what you have to offer. So be sure that you have a place in your group description where you link your opt-in, because that does come up as a live link when people are scrolling through different Facebook groups to join, because people do that. Another place that you want to link your freebie, opt-in, lead magnet is to your group cover photo. If you click on your group cover photo, once you're in your Facebook group and you click edit, you can put a little caption there to talk about what they can expect in the group or to talk about your brand or yourself or the community or them or whatever. Use that opportunity to link to your freebie lead magnet opt-in so that people can join and explain what it is. Why do they want to get on there, right? Why is the freebie so awesome? But then also, this is your opportunity to sell and position your email list. Why should they be there? What are they going to get out of it? The next place where you can link it is to your group welcome post. And I also put posts with an S because depending on how you do it, some people will make a new welcome post for every single person who joins the group. Or they have it as part of their standard operating procedure that every day they do a welcome post with whoever's joined the group that day, or some people do it weekly. Some people have a standing welcome post and they just repost that. And I can't show you how with audio, obviously, but there's a way that you can actually repost the same post over and over again as a new post. That sounds so confusing, but basically, it looks like it's new to Facebook, even though it's the same content from an older post. And then the link might be shared in the comments, where then the new members will go in and comment on that post, introducing themselves in the comments. That's one way to do it. So I put post or posts. So if you have any featured posts that are standing in there, that would be a good place to put your link, whether in the post itself or as a comment, or you can just keep doing it freshly every day or week or whenever you do the welcome post where you tag new members. All right, you can also, and I highly recommend you do this anyway, you can also schedule promotional campaigns or days where your main focus, your goal, is to grow your email list. So this might be every Thursday you post a lead magnet, a freebie for them that has a link to your email list every Thursday. And you know what? You can schedule it. Use the Facebook group native scheduling tool so it's not another thing that you have to remember to do, because nobody has time for anything, right? Make it as easy as possible for yourself. Schedule it in there so people can go and get on your email list, because remember that social media reach is lower than ever, like 2 to 3 to 4% maybe. So not everybody is seeing what you post. So don't be afraid to share the same thing more than once. Now, I do recommend making it fresh. So don't like copy and paste the same text, the same exact post multiple times. That won't be good for you or for Facebook algorithm. They'll notice that and they won't push it out as much. But if you can position the same old content in a fresh new way, that will be really strategic and beneficial for you. Okay, another thing you can do is by hosting a giveaway or a contest or some kind of challenge in your group where you encourage the people who are in your Facebook group to invite more people, or not just invite more people. You could do a separate special one where you encourage them to tag their friends who are already in the group so they can check out the email list freebie. And that's really great, because if you're positioning it like, hey, this is something that's really amazing, it's going to help you with your math centers, or it's going to help you with writing essays. Okay, whatever it is that you're doing for your people, they're going to want to be the one who tags their friends, because they want obviously to be a helpful friend, and they want to make sure that their friends are getting whatever value it is you're offering. Okay, so you could have some kind of promotional thing, and then the person who tags most of their friends or invites the most people to their group gets some kind of prize or bundle or whatever. If you have never done a giveaway or a contest or challenge or promo like this in a Facebook group, I do have a product in my Teachers Pay Teachers store that walks you through it. So I'll be sure to link that here in the episode description, so you can just go into your favorite podcast player or app and you should be able to see it right there, and the link should be in there. If for some reason you can't find it, send me a DM on Instagram over at Brittany Verlenich, or come ask in the Facebook group and we'll make sure you grab that. Okay, this is a creative one that I don't see a lot of TPT sellers or teacherpreneurs use, but it's really great, and you can use this for, honestly, not just for free resources. This is a great way to sell paid resources. Create a live training or a mini training or workshop, something, even just a live stream, and do some kind of teaching practical content around whatever it is that's in the freebie or the paid resource if you do it like that. You can think of it almost like an infomercial or a commercial where you're demonstrating the product in use, but you're doing it in real time. So you can answer questions if they're on there live. Obviously, this will work better if you do it at the same time every day, week, month, whatever. I do recommend trying to get to a weekly schedule if you can. I know it's hard, but if you can get to a weekly schedule, people are so busy. We're in a million groups. We're on like 60 different platforms. So the more normalcy and scheduling and consistency you can bring to your content plan, the better it's going to be for you and the more appealing it's going to be for your people. So think about ways that you can do that. And like I said, use schedulers. Do whatever you got to do. I know the Facebook group planner lets you do it up to 30 days in advance. So if you can't afford a social media manager yet, and if you don't have a lot of time throughout the whole month or week, take a couple hours on a Saturday and knock it out for the whole month. Schedule all the posts then so that you have them there. And then finally, this is a trick that you can use. One thing Facebook is doing is they are limiting the reach on posts that have links in them. So one way to get around this is you can do a colored background post or just a regular text post and say something like, who would like a free resource that shows you how to use physical math manipulatives in a quick and easy way for math centers? I don't know. I'm literally just pulling out whatever. Okay. And so people are going to comment, oh, me, and right, there's no link. Then when they comment me or whatever call to action you gave them, so you could say, give me an emoji if you would like something like this, okay? Then if someone does drop an emoji, reply to their comment with the link. And that way it adds another comment to the post, so it pushes out the reach to more people, so more people see it, and then therefore more people see your opt-in link. It gives them the opportunity to respond and join, and yeah, you just get it out there. So you can see it's kind of this cyclical thing where people see that, and the more that you can get consistent with how you set these things up and how you post, other people in the group will come to expect it, and everyone will start to see like what the procedure is. Just like in a classroom, how kids get used to our procedures, it's the same thing with people. If we can come to expect or know what's going to happen, there's this sense of safety that happens. And also, it's just so good to have things that are consistent in this world where nothing seems consistent nowadays. So the more normalcy you can bring to your group, the better. Okay, that was 8 ways to grow your email list with your own Facebook group. On the next episode, I'm going to dive in how you can use other people's Facebook groups to grow your email list. I actually have a list of Facebook groups for TPT sellers and teacherpreneurs to join. Some of them are where you might want to learn, like from my favorite TPT seller coaches. I love listening to the Rebranded Teacher podcast by Lauren Fulton. I'm also in her Rebranded Teacher Academy. It's so good. I also listen to Alexandra Baxter with terrific Teacherpreneur podcast, and they both have amazing Facebook groups. They both have amazing resources. So I have those groups and other groups like that in this mega list, TPT sellers and teacherpreneurs. Excuse me, goodness gracious. But I also have other groups in there that allow you to promote. This is a list of groups that allow you to promote, that allow you to sell, that maybe they have promos allowed on certain days, but also they're just good groups for you to learn, like groups for you to learn Pinterest for TPT sellers, groups for you to learn email marketing, all those things. And it's on a Google Doc, so it's an ever-growing list. That means as I discover a new great Facebook group, hey, maybe you have one that you want me to include, DM me on Instagram and let me know, and I'll consider including it. So as we come up with this list, as we discover more, I'm adding it to there, and it's literally a checklist style in Google Docs. So you go through, you click on the link, as you join, you check the box, and you're like, can track which ones you've joined, okay? So if you do that, you'll already be in such a good place. I'm going to mention one other resource. I have this Facebook group scheduler and post scheduler. So if you want to start using other people's groups, and I'm going to go more into this into the next episode, but if you want to start learning how that works, I have a mini training and I have a Google Sheet where you can really get organized with this. And I will be sure to link that in my episode description as well. You can find that in my Teachers Pay Teachers store, along with that mini training. It really dives deeper into the strategy of that. All right, that's it for now. Come find me on Instagram or come join us on our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/audience and authority. See you there.